Bill Gavin, now former FBI New York Assistant Director. Here we go, Bill, with an airport being targeted. I'm sure that is not just an accident.
No, sir, it absolutely is not by accident. And, you know, what triggers these kinds of things, Neil, is anybody's guess, but I really have to believe that the arrest last week was a trigger mechanism. The problem is they were telling everybody that this individual they arrested, the terrorist arrested, was talking to them and what he was telling them. That is certainly going to make anybody that's got any additional plans that wants to leave the country or continue a bombing strategy to put that strategy into operation when something like that happens. It's a terrible thing. You know, the bottom line is, Neil, there's a couple of things that go on here. Number one, with the people coming into the country, the radical Islam extremists coming into a country, they have in Brussels a kind of a mini caliphate that goes on there where they refuse to be assimilated into a society. They want to operate by Sharia law and all those kinds of things based on the liberal attitudes of the country perpetuate this kind of performance of radical deeds. It's going to continue to happen.
But Bill, do you know whether authorities honor that? In other words, if they are looking for suspects or are looking for anything untoward, that they still access those communities, or they just avoid them altogether?
I think that it's a combination of both, Neil, that they will access the communities, particularly during exigent circumstances such as this. But I think they kind of look the other way. Neil, I really have a concern for our own country. In 2009, in Hudson County, New York, a man who beat and raped his wife, an Islamic man, beat and raped his wife prior to and after the divorce. She tried to get a restraining order against him, and the courts ruled they could not issue the restraining order because of the practices of his religion forbid that. We had the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States in 2014 in Fort Collins, Colorado, said in Arabic and substituting one nation under God with one nation under Allah. And in 2014 in Dearborn, Michigan, no, I'm serious. Wow. In Dearborn, Michigan in 2014, they voted 4-3 to incorporate Sharia law, both criminal and civil aspects of Sharia law, as a way to settle things within the Islamic community. This is horrible. We're looking at this from the standpoint of what's going on in Europe. We need to look at what's going on in our own country as well.
No, you're right. But Bill, as we're speaking here, my friend, we're getting word that the Brussels airport will remain closed through Wednesday. So for those traveling ahead of the Easter holiday, the flights might be few and the pickings might be slim. Of course, that's on the eve of Holy Thursday and then Good Friday and, of course, the Holy Weekend. This could change a lot of behaviors across all of continental Europe, couldn't it?
It certainly could, Neil. This is just one little aspect of this little enclave in Brussels that has really caused everybody to open their eyes. It is going to impact upon nobody's going to want to fly into those sections of Europe, and maybe all of Europe, and maybe all of the world. They're going to be very, very cautious about where they go, what they do, and when they do it. This has to have leadership. It has to have leadership from the world to stomp out this radical Islamist extremism. And the leadership, the core of the leadership, should come from the United States of America. But unfortunately, for 7 years, we've had an individual who was trying to make us equal to every other country in the world, that we're not better than anybody else, and we are better than everybody else.
Bill Gavin, former FBI New York Assistant Director, thank you, sir.
It's my pleasure, Neil. Thank you.